If we want to outcompete the world tomorrow, we must out-educate the world today.
Work harder, learn more, revolutionize American education.
I dropped out of school in the 10th grade, which is the dumbest thing you could ever do. You really might as well have dropped out in the 2nd grade.
Education does not exist in a vacuum. Politicians, economics, community leaders, union officials, parents, and perceived role models all influence the way children learn and teachers teach.
The social context of high-needs schools is intended to open the door for our students to the social, political, racial, economic conditions of schools, as well as to introduce them to concepts that are directly related to the work that they're going to be doing in their classrooms. We are not intimately familiar with the conditions that our children face when they walk into our classrooms. And without that knowledge, it is harder for us to meet their needs, because it is also sometimes not obvious that the choices that we make as human beings, as teachers, are directly the product of who we are, where we come from, and what has shaped us in the world.
At Mission Middle School, we have 3 grade levels, 6th, 7th, and 8th. The population is 93% Latino, mostly immigrant communities.
And we're actually in one of the fastest growing high poverty neighborhoods in all of San Diego. So our students come to us with issues well beyond whether or not they did their homework last night.
In this class, we'll address the fact that we have our own perspectives that mold us and affect the way we teach, and that students have their own perspective that affects the way they learn.
The challenges of teaching are that we come into a classroom and we are expected to enable a group of 20, 30, or 40 children to reach their potential.
All right, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, give me a 2 clap, 2 snap.
Each of those children comes with a different set of potentials and challenges to overcome. And that we ourselves come into the classroom with that same thing, a set of opportunities and potential and challenges. And we are expected to somehow manage the complexity of that interaction and suddenly know what to do when we confront those children.
It's about finding out who you are as a teacher, being comfortable with yourself, and letting that spill out into your classroom instruction. You take what you're all about and you really think about what drives you and what makes you passionate as a person, and what kind of activities you love to do, and teach through that. 1, 2, 3.
Happy Friday!
See you on Monday.
What I really want them to leave this class with is an understanding of themselves. That they themselves are the instrument that will either support or impede the learning of their children. And their willingness to grapple with what they like about themselves and what they don't like about themselves, and recognize their biases, and how sometimes their biases, well-intended, are really counterproductive for their kids. And what do you do as a practitioner when you realize that? Those are essential tools for teachers.